Hello everybody and welcome to part 4 of order blocks. In today's video we're going to be going over how to refine order blocks, how to reduce the stop loss only using refinement, and how to get higher RR only using refinement, right? And so let's begin. How to refine an order block. So let's just think of an example here. An order block can be found on the 4-hour time frame. We can then refine this, this same order block on the 1 hour, and then we can move down to the 30-minute. And then we can even go down to the 15-minute and refine this order block, right? So we're making it smaller. And by doing so, we have changed two things, right? We have reduced our chances of the order block being mitigated and perhaps missing an entry. However, we have also decreased the stop loss and we have increased our RR, right? And so those two things are important, right? We are increasing our RR and we're reducing our stop loss, which are two really great things. However, one negative side is that we could miss out on the trade because we are reducing the size of the order block, right? So we're reducing the chances that we do get an entry. However, I'd argue that it's more important that we get a good RR and a good stop loss, right? So we can, secure those better trades and, trade safely and, risk properly, right? So let's get into an example. So here we're going to go over this case study on GPP JPY, right? And I'm going to go over step by step exactly what was going on. But before we do that, we're going to go through a little diagram, right? So if I begin with just an order block right here, and let's say this is an order block on the 4-hour time frame, right? So I'm just going to mark this out, 4-hour time frame. And usually, if we spot an order block on the 4-hour time frame, its stop loss is going to be quite big, right? So the RR that we're usually going to be dealing with is going to be quite low. So let's just say this, and then for example this. Let's say we're ending up with something like a 1 to 2, right? And we also have a really large stop loss. That is not ideal, right? Because first of all, we are risking a lot, and it's not for a high reward, right? And we also have a large stop loss, so we could be in drawdown a lot before we even get stopped out. And we just don't have that high of an RR, and we're risking a lot, so that's not great. So what we can do is, and I'll just represent this with the arrow, is that we can begin to slowly refine this order block and lower it down, right? So let's say this is the 4-hour order block. We can bring this down to, let's say, so that same order block, right? We can bring that down to a 10-minute order block within this one, right? So within this whole zone, we can spot another order block essentially, right? And then that order block will have a better RR, and I will show that now. So this order block will have a better stop loss, and we'll have a better RR, right? If we're targeting the same areas, we've now got 1 to 7. Before we had a 1 to 2, right? And same thing again here, right? And then if we refine this one even more, the same order block as the 4-hour one, right? Keep that in mind, right? We draw this in. We get our normal order block entry, right? And the stop loss here is there. Same targets. We've now got ourselves a 1 to 10, right? Basically like a 1 to 10. So that's exactly what the refining process looks like. And I'm gonna walk you guys through exactly what's going on here, right? So let's say that was the 4-hour time frame. Okay, I forgot to label that. So let's say that was the 4-hour time frame. This could have been the 1-hour time frame. And then over here, we could have gone down as little as, the 15-minute, right? So that's exactly what the refining process looks like. I'm going to walk you guys through exactly what's going on, right? So let me just quickly refresh the page. Okay, so now if I quickly, replay the market here. Okay, so if we begin now, we've got this POI on the 4-hour time frame, or even on the 8-hour time frame, right? We've got this order block. Now, if we look at the current RR and the take profit and the stop loss with this order block, we're currently going in with an 80 pip stop loss, right? And now let's just check the RR, right? So let's say we go to about here. Let's say we're entering here. And let's say we're targeting like let's just play a bit more of this market, see if we can find any targets. So yeah, let's just say we're targeting an order block, a potential order block over here, right? So that's, you know, something about that. So we've got a 270 pip take profit, right, which is quite big, but our RR is only 1 to 3, right? It's pretty average, or even below average. You know, we should be aiming for at least 1 to 6, 1 to 5, right? And right now we're sitting at an 80 pip stop loss, which is not great. So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly work our way down the time frames and try and spot smaller order blocks within this order block, right? So on the 2 hour time frame, we're not seeing much. So we'll go down to the 1 hour time frame, right? Now, there could be something within this candle, right? So we're going to go down to the 30-minute time frame. Okay, cool. So there is potential within an order block over here, right? Now this is on the 30-minute time frame. So now let's compare the different results that we've seen with this order block and the previous order block. So now that we've got this one, let's compare it. Put our stop loss there. Take profit in the same exact area, right? All we've done is change the entry point. So now this one has an RR of 1 to 15 with a 20 pip stop loss. That reduction is, you know, is crazy, right? We've gone to a 1 to 3, 80 pip stop loss to a 1 to 15, 21 pip stop loss, and we've got an even higher take profit now, which is great, right? But let's continue to work our way down to make sure that we are not missing out on any potential entries, right? So on the 15-minute, there is something that could be interesting here. So I'm just gonna mark this out, right? So I'm gonna take a closer look on the 5-minute. Right, so that's over here. Okay, yes. So this exact zone, right? This is the most refined zone, right? And this is, I think, going to be the best entry for this exact zone, right? So we'll just extend that one to the right. Alright, let me just extend that to the right. Okay, now if we go back to the 2 hour time frame, reset this chart. And now we're going to take a look at our new entry. So pretty similar to the old one, just a bit more refined. So we can delete the rest of, actually we'll just delete that top one. And now let's compare. So before we had a 1 to 3, 80 pip. Now we've got a 1 to 15 and a 20 pip stop loss, right? Now you can see the dramatic change that we've done with only refining the order block. We have not included anything else to do with smart money concepts other than refining the order block, right? So that just goes to show how much you can change an order block. Now let's go to the, you know, the bad side of what's going on here, right? With this entry, it's almost guaranteed if the order block gets mitigated, we will get an entry, right? Because we are entering at all the way at the top of the order block, right? However, it's possible that price will only mitigate, you know, halfway in, and it won't trigger us in if we enter from this point. So what we've done is we've created a better entry. However, we may not get triggered in. So those are just the things that you need to weigh up when you're deciding how much you should refine, right? And also, it's very possible that, you know, price can just mitigate the one and it doesn't come in, right? So, and also, yes, I forgot to mention, one thing that you must always remember is always keep your stop loss at the 0. Never try and put your stop loss, you know, let's say if the POI was the point of interest, or the lower time frame order block was only there, that is not good. We always want to bring our stop loss all the way down to the 0, because let's say we had put our stop loss there, price could have easily came in and just topped us out, but the direction would have been correct, right? So you want to avoid those kind of mistakes by always bringing the stop loss to the 0. And so now let's just see what happens. So I'll go to the 8 hour time frame just to observe, right? So we triggered in, triggered out, hit the take profit. You know, this is a great refined entry. So I'll just extend this to the right. exactly what we expected, right? So we have refined the stop loss, we've refined the entry, and now we've got, the optimum entry, right? And yeah, and so that's exactly how you refine a zone. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one where we're going to do a case study, combining everything within this section. So yeah, stay tuned.